Each deal is different and you will run into situations, but you have to take that risk. I started out with real estate wholesaling, closing deals, and now we're working on passive income. I'm proud, as the investor that's able to turn these deals here at one of the projects that we wholesaled. But in the meantime, while they were talking negativity, I was already writing a contract to get this one sold. I first came through here, everything was still smoldering. Expand your thinking, good quality leads with an equity position. It's not something that you do overnight. It takes time. Hey guys, it's Marcus, and thank you for joining me for another quick little review of the information that I have and the content I have for you today. Today, real briefly, I want to go over the final settlement statement, or the ALTA statement, or the closing statement, all called the same thing, but different states, different names, but it's still the same thing. You may receive this from your attorney, or you may receive it from the title company. Again, depending upon the state, you'll get it from either one or two sources. Okay, so real quick, this is basically going over a settlement statement for an assignment deal. So as a wholesaler, we're assigning this contract over to someone, and these are the numbers, and I just want to run through them real quick for you. So when you're getting ready to close that deal, you will receive this. You will have an opportunity to review it and see what you're going to be getting paid out, what the seller is bringing to the table, what the buyer is bringing to the table, and it all should balance out at the end of the day. All right, so again, final ALTA settlement statement combined. As you can see, this is done at Empire West Title. It would have the file number, escrow number, date, escrow officer, and location, all of that information there. Then it'll have the property address here, along with the property identification number and information that the county uses. Have some of this stuff blocked out just for confidentiality purposes. We'll have the buyer's contact information, seller's contact information, the lender's contact information, and the settlement date. As you can see, this was done a couple of years ago, but the information is still valid today. So as you can see on the settlement statement, there is two sides: the seller side, the borrower side, or the buyer side. And then on each side, there is a debit and credit column. So we're going to deal with just the seller side for right now, and then we'll come back and we'll do the buyer side. So financials, you can see there's nothing here. This is a pretty clean deal. The sale price was $200,000. They didn't have any liens, any encumbrances, or anything like that on the property. So as you can see, as we scroll down, everything is pretty clean on the seller side. Nothing out of pocket, no debit, no credit. They did have some miscellaneous property taxes. The seller paid before closing. So if the seller didn't pay this before closing, that would have been on the debit side. So this $1,462.54 would have came out as a debit on the seller side. So instead of getting $200,000, they would have got $200,000 minus the $1,462.54. Okay, so as you can see, they was credited $200,000 into your escrow account. Think of an escrow account as a bank account. So you have money that come in and you have money that goes out. So they was credited $200,000, everything balanced out, 200 debit, 200 credit. They walked away with $200,000 on the transaction. So now let's go to the seller side, which is a little bit different. We have more numbers. So let's go over the financials first. So again, borrower or buyer has a debit and a credit side, okay? So first thing, financials, assignment fee to Equity Realty and Investment as a debit. So this was taken out of their proceeds, $6,460. This was our net assignment fee. Okay, so again, this is an assignment, so everything is disclosed. They can see what we made, on this transaction. The seller can see it, the buyer can see it. Again, Don't freak out. It's okay. Buyers are used to this. Sellers are not concerned. As long as they get that $200,000 that they're promised, they're not even looking at what's going on over here. Generally, they're just looking at their side. So an assignment fee to Venture REI of $540. I am a licensee. I'm a realtor, so this was a fee that goes to my brokerage to help cover for my errors and omissions insurance. So even if my assignment fee was $40,000, it still would have been $540 that come out. Again, this is specifically to my broker. This is not across the board. You know, if you get your license, you know, some brokers require different things, okay? So again, do not be alarmed. $540 is not a large amount of money to cover your E&O insurance. And you may ask, well, what's errors and omissions insurance? In the event that anything happens in this transaction, let's just say the buyer comes back and say, hey, you know what? I want to sue Marcus Maloney for facilitating this transaction. The E&O insurance would kick in, make sure I did everything that I was supposed to do above board, and then they would handle the case from there. All right. Then original earnest money deposit from Equity Realty and Investments, $500. That's what I put down as earnest money. Again, sale price was $200,000. Then there is a deposit credit of $500. This is just a credit. This is showing my $500 that was put in as earnest money, and then there was a debit coming back out because my $500 was reimbursed back to me when the buyer put in their earnest money deposit. Okay, so that 500, those balance out. I walked away with getting my $500 back, so I have absolutely no money in this deal. Okay. So now we're down to loan amount. Loan amount was $235,000. That's what the loan amount from the lender the borrower took out. Then additional earnest money deposit, $3,500. Again, this is what I require all of our buyers to put up, $3,500 non-refundable. That way they think twice if they want to back out of a deal because they're going to lose that $3,500. In some cases, it could be $5,000, it could be $10,000. If your buyer is serious, they have no problem putting up that earnest money deposit, okay? So don't get freaked out and think you only have to have your buyers to put down $1,000. It's not the case, okay? Closing funds, $35,838.10. That's what they brought to the table. And then an additional closing funds of $545.90. Okay. Let's continue on. These are the loan charges from the lender to the buyer. So the lender charged 2 points, 2% of the loan amount, which was $4,700, loan setup fee, which was $1,000, and then a rehab reserve of $50,000. So they had $50,000 to rehab this property. All right. Other loan charges, prepaid interest 4 months, which was $9,400. Whoops, sorry. Let me slow down. So then we go to title charges and escrow fees. This is what the title company charged the buyer. Again, this was a deal where the buyer paid all of the closing costs. So as you can see, this is all on the buyer's side, a debit, all on the buyer's side because they had to pay for the closing costs. So Empire Title charged a title fee of $512. Then there was lender title insurance of $782. Title insurance is basically the title company saying, hey, lender, borrower, we checked out the title is clean, you are getting a clean and marketable title, and because we know that the title was clean, we're willing to offer you insurance, but that insurance costs. So on the lender side, it cost $782. On the owner or the buyer side, it was $710. Okay, then there was a signing fee. We sent out a mobile notary to go to the seller to sign the documents. So that was $75. Then there was a title transaction fee to Empire West for $450. So this is where Empire West, the title company, makes their money. They make their money here, 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 and here. Okay. Then there was a small fee to land title company of $5. Then there was a signing fee because we sent the mobile notary because the buyer was out of state in Nevada. So that was $125. And then this was the charge for Anna, which was the mobile notary to go out to our seller and get the doc signed, which was $125. Again, this is all a debit on the buyer side. So they paid all the closing costs and they had absolutely no problem with paying the closing costs because they got a deal. All right. So total, $384,000 was what was brought to the table to close this transaction for the buyer. So they put 275 up. At the end of the day, they sold the property for, if I'm not mistaken, it was $355. So they made some money, and that's the kind of deals that we like to try and produce to our buyers. And then, I'm sorry, let me go back. Homeowners insurance, that's just insurance for the buyer, which was $624. Okay, so that's basically the settlement statement. Again, this is for a assignment deal. This is an assignment deal. So that's the only reason why this information right here was privy to the buyer and the seller, because all of that is disclosed as an assignment. I'll do a double close HUD settlement statement so you can see the difference. There's two settlement statements. One, again, between the seller and the wholesaler or the investor, myself, and then another between myself and the end buyer. Only time we do double close or double escrow transactions is if the assignment fee, is above $15,000. So this is Marcus Maloney signing off. If you like this information, please remember to subscribe and click the like button. All my contact information is going to be down in the show notes below. You know how to reach me. You can reach me at Instagram, MRCS Maloney, Twitter at MRCS Maloney, Facebook at Equity Realty and Investments. And then this YouTube channel is youtube.com/MRCS Maloney. And then We Love Equity Real Estate Show. We talk to high-level investors that are either just starting or have done multi-million-dollar transactions. We had John Casman on, and he's actually coming on, and he manages $85 million in assets. So you get a broad range and a broad perspective. So again, you can find it at the Google Play Store, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. That's We Love Equity Real Estate Show, hosted by myself, Marcus Maloney. I am signing off, and always remember, guys, enjoy the journey.